What's good, y'all? It's Ali back at it again with another YouTube video in which I give you guys mental models you can use to become extremely successful and save the United States of America. So let's get right into it. So today I'm talking about procrastination because I know a lot of you guys are delaying the work you need to do. You're derp ass niggas. You're not doing the work you need to do, even though you really want to become successful. But that's actually cap because you're not doing the shit you need to do. So how do you make sure that you overcome procrastination so you can be a productivity demon and you can get all the shit done that you know you need to get done and live a very fulfilling life and accomplish all your goals, right? How do you do that? Well, first, let's define procrastination in the context of you being able to achieve your goals. So what procrastination just is, as defined in this video, is trying to go from comfort to discomfort. What you mean by that, Ali? What you mean by that, man? About to explain. Okay, so procrastination is just you trying to go from comfort to discomfort. So essentially, right, when you're procrastinating, it's because you're doing something that is making you comfortable. You're beating the meat, or you're eating food, or you're watching a movie or something, or just doing some bullshit, right, that's making you comfortable. And then you're thinking about work you need to do. Like, I got that essay I need to write. I got to go train. I got to go to the field. I got to make that song. I got to make that content, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish right now. You know, there's work you need to do. Right now, you're chilling. And because you're chilling and you're enjoying the chilling that you're doing right now, you don't want to have to go do that work because you associate that work with pain, right? You know, I'm going to have to use focus. I'm going to have to use effort, you know, and it's going to be for a good amount of time. And that naturally makes me feel uncomfortable, which is gay, obviously, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. So you're in this position where I'd rather just chill. Okay. So if we want to make sure that we're able to get the work done that we need to get done, then that means we just already need to be uncomfortable. That's the big thing that I want you guys to understand. And this is a lot more of a tactical video than it is just like mental model. It's overall mental model, but more tactical. Okay. So essentially what you want to do is you want to already be uncomfortable. For example, if you're chilling in your bed right now, just chilling, doing nothing, you know, eating food, you got fucking Cheetos all over your belly because you're a fat fuck too. You're just chilling, right? And then all of a sudden you get teleported into the middle of the woods. Are you just going to still be sitting there and all the leaves, the dirty leaves and shit, and just be chilling? No, you're going to get up and be like, what the fuck? Where am I? Am I going to have to fight a werewolf type shit? Like, you know, you're going to be ready to do something because you got teleported to a random place. You're uncomfortable. And what did that discomfort give you? Energy, right? Okay. So if you want to make sure you're able to get the work done you need to get done, then you need to make sure you're always putting yourself where? In an uncomfortable environment. You need to be going somewhere that's making you uncomfortable to get the work done that you need to get done. So let me give you guys an example so it's really easy for you guys to understand. So let's say you have schoolwork. Let's say you're in college right now or you have a job. You could switch it out either or. And you know you have work that you need to do after work or after you get out of class. So what you dumb niggas usually will do is you'll go home. You'll go home, you'll go to your room, you'll eat food, you'll turn on a movie. And then you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna start my work in about an hour or two. Obviously an hour or two flies by. You're like, 30 more minutes, 1 hour. And then boom, the whole fucking day is gone. Why? Because instead of, you know, going somewhere that's uncomfortable, meaning an area where you associate with just work, you decide to go somewhere that makes you comfortable, being your house or your room or your dorm. Stupid. That's a quick way to make sure you never get shit done. If every single time you know you still need to get shit done, you go somewhere that's uncomfortable, or you go somewhere, that's comfortable. That's like you're not going to want to do shit. You're going to be lazy. It just makes sense. So what you need to do is have place. So you want to have a place for work and then place for play, right? You want to have a place for both of these things. Marker's going out slowly, but yeah. So you want to have a place for work and a place for play. So let's use that same example again, how to do this actually correctly. So after you get off your college work or after you get off work, instead of going home, what you need to do is go to an area that you don't associate with any comfort. Let's say, for example, instead of going to your dorm after your college class, go to the library and stay there because you still have work to do, obviously. And if you go to the library, all the things that make you comfortable that is in your dorm isn't there anymore. All you have is you, your laptop, and the work now. So if you're sitting there, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get bored. You're not going to start doing other bullshit. You're like, I'm in my library. This isn't even a comfortable place. So let me get this work done so then I could go to a comfortable place, being your dorm. Understand? So you went from an uncomfortable place, which was your class, right, doing work and needing to be focused, to another uncomfortable place to finish more of your work. And then now, once the work is done, you can go to your dorm room now. Now you can go to a place that makes you comfortable. You see how this makes sense? You don't allow yourself to go to a comfortable place because that's going to break your flow of the day. That's what breaks your productivity throughout the day. If you have all this shit to do and then you end up in an area where you're comfortable, that's where you're cooked. And this is probably resonating with you a lot right now. You're thinking about your own life experiences right now. You're like, oh shit, damn, Ali's cooking, bro. You're right. Every single time I go to somewhere that's comfortable after I'm getting work done, I'm cooked for the rest of the day. Or I end up starting a lot later with the shit that I need to do way later in the day. Whereas I could have been finishing it earlier if I just went to somewhere that made me uncomfortable. So obviously all you guys have unique goals, unique paths, and unique missions that you're following right now. So you just want to extrapolate this based off whatever activities you need to get done. Let's say you're an athlete, right? You just got off your schoolwork or you just got off work. Let's say you're pursuing a professional contract for something, for a sport that you're into, right? So instead of going home after you get off work or school, you just go straight to the field. Because now that you're straight at the field, it's like, well, I'm at the field. Let me just train. Understand? So it's like the same thing. Whatever you want to say. Okay, let's say you're a musician. You go to the studio instead. Let's say you're a content creator. This one could be interesting. Let's say you make content in your house or whatever. So you need to have an area now in your house that you designate to just doing content. Meaning you don't do content anywhere else. You have one designated area. The minute you get back to your house or wherever you're staying at, you go right to this area. You don't go to your room. You don't go to the kitchen. You just go right to this fucking area. Because now that you're here, this is the place that you associate with work. So then you do the work. Understand? So that's how I want you guys to think about this whole thing to overcome procrastination so you can stay productive throughout your entire day. Always make sure that, hey, I have work to do. As long as I have work to do in my day, I never go to a place for play. I'm never going to a place for play because I still have work to do. I always have a place for work where I do work. And whenever I'm in this area, I do the work I need to do. And the beautiful thing that I want to also say about this is it creates a benevolent cycle in your mind and this is more, I guess, the mental side of this, that it trains you to have this habit basically where whenever you're going to this area that you associate with work, after you've done this cycle for a few days, a week or so, what's going to happen is you're instantly going to be prepared to start getting work done. All right, when you enter this area, when you go to the library, when you go to the field, when you go to whatever area you have in your house where you need to do work, or this is a designated work area, you're like, okay, I'm here. I'm about to do work. I'm about to do work. And your mind gets used to it. And what's even more beautiful is your mind knows it gets rewarded by going to the place for play after this. Because once you get this work done, then you could go to your dorm. Then you could go to your house. Then you could go to your room. You can go to the area that you associate with comfort now that the work is done. You see what I'm saying? So your brain gets that positive reinforcement like, hey, let me go to my place for work. I'm in my place for work. The only way I can get to my place for play or my place for chilling or comfort is by finishing this work I need to do. So it creates this really beautiful cycle. It's so beautiful, bro. And all you need to do is to practice this, of course. So the main thing I want you guys to do in the actionable step for today is you have to find your place for work and you have your place for play. So find your place that you know, okay, this is my comfortable area. Your room, your house, your dorm, whatever it is holistically. If you're able to get comfortable and distracted in whatever area this is, it's your place for just comfort. So you only come here when you're done with the work you need to do for today. You don't go here for any reason. You want to avoid this place like the fucking plague, bro. You don't want to pull up to this place if you still got work to do during your day because you're going to fuck yourself up. So you have your place. Okay, this is my place for play. This is my place for comfort. Okay, now that I know this is my place, where's my place for work going to be? Is it going to be the field? Is it going to be the library? Is it going to be a coffee shop? You can get creative with it. Whatever works best for you. This is supposed to fit you. That's why I give a general model so that you can pick and choose what this is going to look like. But you just need to have a place for these things. And then once you do this 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You're going to get used to it. It becomes a habit. Boom. Now you're able to overcome your procrastination because you have your place that fills you with discomfort. So you do the work you need to do. And then you go to your place for comfort. And then you just keep the cycle going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Right? Cool. Okay. And even one last funny thing I want to say about this is like, The reason why you know this works. Maybe you're like, Ali, you're a capping. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a dumbass nigga. All right, bro. I got you. Let me give you an example that, seems to be very relatable. I've seen people make jokes about it on like TikTok and all short form content of like how relatable this is. Have you ever done that thing where you have your laptop, you're doing work, and then you decide to do the work in your bed? And you're like, oh, no, I'll be productive. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my bed, after I get done with my work, then I could just go to sleep. That makes sense. But you end up never fucking getting the work done because you associate your bed with comfort. You associate your bed with sleep. So why does your dumbass think, hey, let me get my laptop. If I bring my laptop to my bed, I'm going to be productive. That's stupid. It doesn't work. So that's like clear and obvious evidence. Hey, you're trying to do something productive in a place that is very comfortable. It never fucking works. You always take the L. So if you can separate these places as far as possible, you're as far as possible from any area that makes you comfortable, and you're in an area that makes you very uncomfortable, you're going to get the work done that you need to get done. So yeah, man. So that's pretty much the video. That's how you guys are going to overcome procrastination. As I said, this is more of a tactical video more than just like mental model mindset overall. I mean, one other thing that I would say around this too is like, this is just how you become successful in life overall. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, I love talking about desire and hunger because that's really the crux of all success. If you want to become a winner, it's all down to your desire. And how do you gain desire? It's by giving yourself discomfort in your overall life. If you don't hate your current existence, if you don't hate your current mindset, if you don't hate your current bank account, if you don't hate your current situation, your intelligence, if you don't hate your current fat ass belly that you got hanging around that be sloshing around and shit, like your Peter Griffin, right? If you don't hate that, you're not going to change your situation. You're comfortable. You're okay with your situation. It's not that bad to you. You're not going to have a better life. You're not going to achieve your goals or your greatest ambitions if you don't hate your current life. Because if you hate your current life, that means you love that other existence that you're imagining. So you're going to start taking action to go there. Understand? Which is why I always talk about getting rid of everything in your life that makes you comfortable. Because if you don't get rid of these things, you're never going to get the energy, the hunger, the desire to change your life. Like you can't ask for a better life and then enjoy your current life. It makes no sense. Like you're having way too much fun with your shitty ass existence right now. Where do you think the hunger or the desire is going to come from? It's like you eating a full steak and then you're full of shit and you're like, I want to eat more food. I'm like, nigga, you can't, bro. You just ate. You're fucking full. There's no more room, right? So you can even extrapolate this to just your overall life in general. If you looking at your current life and you're comfortable or any part of it is making you happy, you're cooked. You're never going to want to achieve more for yourself or become more capable. You have to hate your current existence. You have to hate it. So that's more of a mental model of you extrapolating this, but this is more from like day-to-day tactics. Yup, it follows the same kind of principle, which is honestly beautiful, but it follows the same principle. You want to only be in uncomfortable areas when you got shit you need to do because that's going to make you do the work you need to do. And then once you're done with that, then you can go to your comfort area to end off your day. So yeah, man. So if that all made sense, if I'm cooking, if you're like, damn, Ali, you a genius. And I'm like, I know I ain't know how to do it. Right then, like the damn video. This is for the young American man. I want you guys to be able to see more like this because if we're going to save the country, if we're going to save America, then I want you guys to become as capable as possible. And it's these day-to-day tactics that you can employ for your mind and just throughout your day to ensure that you get shit done. You can only save a country if you can get shit done in your overall life, of course, right? Right? Of course. Okay, so like the damn video so more guys can see this shit. And I'm dropping heat like this every single fucking day. So subscribe too if you are new so you guys can get more value, change your perspective and your mind and mentality around life in general so you guys can become accomplished as possible. And once again, save the United States. So with that being said, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you boys in the next YouTube video. Deuces.